I'm back in my sandbox course on the module that we just logged until February 22nd. So now we're going to talk about adding requirements and prerequisites to this module. Okay, to do that, we're going to go to the three dots and edit again. Just so I can show you from a student view, I'm going to unlock the module. And now first, let's talk about how prerequisites and requirements work together. So prerequisites apply to previous modules. So if I want to say that my students have to complete the uploading documents module, which is right above this, before they complete this one, I would add that as a prerequisite. Now, prerequisites work only if you have requirements set up in the previous module, and I'll show you that in just a second. So prerequisites do not work without requirements. Requirements can work without prerequisites though. So in other words, you don't have to set up prerequisites at all in your course if you want students to complete required items. Okay, so let's move into the requirements. You have students must complete all of these requirements or some of these requirements. Okay, that is personal preference, how you want to set that up, or if you even want to set this up in your course. This is just a good way to make sure students are seeing every page in your course. Like if you're having trouble with some students just going to a certain place, their to-do list, and clicking announcements or to the calendar, and just doing the assignments that way, not the announcements, the assignments, this is a good way to make sure they have to go to modules and have to work through everything in the course. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this option. Students must complete all the requirements. And this is where you add your requirements. The first one's added for you. You would choose the page, or the quiz, the assignment, discussion board here. And then here you choose what the requirement is. Okay, so pages, I want them to view. Assignments, I want them to view. Discussions, I want them to view. And quizzes, I want them to view. Now, I could also have them mark it as done, which is where they just check a little checkbox up here to say that they read that page. Contribute to the page you can only use if it's an ungraded discussion board or if it's a page in Canvas that students have access to edit. Now, after all these, I'm going to add my quiz. And for this quiz, I actually do have a score requirement. So students have to score 10 out of 10 on it. I could just put submit the assignment with this as well. So let's keep going. Creating and adding modules. I want them to view it. Logging modules. I want them to view that. Prerequisites and requirements view. And then modules is an assignment. And I want that to be submitted. Okay. So here are all my requirements in the course. And I'm going to go to update module. Okay, you're going to get this message again. I'm going to click relog module. And let's go look at this first from the student view. Okay, so you can see that even though I put this uploading documents module as a prerequisite, since there's no requirements set up here, Canvas already assumes that I've done all that. Since there's no requirements, Canvas assumes that all that's been done. So I have access to everything in this module. Okay, now you'll notice here that there's a green check or a circle. Once I view this page, Okay, it's viewed. Then if I go back to modules, a check mark's going to appear there saying that I have viewed that page. And you will see this red circle with the line in the middle saying that I have started this, but I have not completed that module. Once everything in this module is completed, a check mark will appear. And for students, these check marks and these symbols are very helpful. I can tell you from experience, as a parent of a student, it makes it really easy to see where you are in the course without having to go back and open assignments and content. Okay, now I'm going to leave student view, and we're going to see how this looks if I require students to go through the course in sequential order, or go through the module in sequential order. So I'm going to edit this. And students must move through the requirements in sequential order, and I'm going to update the module. Okay, let's go back to student view. Okay, now you will see that students can see these, but they're grayed out and not available to students until they complete the requirement before. So once I go to assignments and view it, I can keep going. And go to discussions. Okay, so if I go back to the modules page, quizzes should be open to me now, but I cannot get in and do this quiz until I complete this requirement. Okay, so that is the positive of having students go through in sequential order, that they have to view your content before they can do your assignments. Okay. And once again, it's very important to remember that prerequisites do not work unless you've added requirements. Okay. So that is how you set prerequisites and requirements for your course.